Welcome to Movie House Cinemas. Popcorn? Yes, please. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the movie. Reclining chairs? Don't mind if I do. Action, thriller, romance, we got it all. Discover the cinema today. Movie House Cinemas, home of the movies.
Good evening, and welcome along to Robin Elliott tonight. Coming up on the show, we'll be chatting to the winner of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, Sam Thompson. He's going to be with us a little bit later on. Top comedian Sophie McCartney. We'll be talking about children's birthday parties and how expensive they've got. We'll find out more later on in the show. We'll have some live music in the studio from a Belfast two-piece. Black Lynx are going to be here. Plus, we're meeting the cast of Martin Lynch's smash hit show, The Chronicles of Long Kesh. And we'll also find out about this year's Belfast Photo Festival, and we'll be catching up with the guys from Actionability Belfast. But as always, let's begin by delving into the big news stories of the week, the things that really matter. As always, Kim Kelly's been searching the internet to bring us more top stories, and she's here. How are you?
I'm very well, and you?
I'm very well, thank you. So we're starting this week by talking about bringing your pets on holiday.
This is a very sad story, actually. This story, made me just... I don't know, it brought a little tear to my eyes. So if you're a lover of TikTok, you'll maybe know a creator, and he's called Joey Henny, and he has an animal who he really, really loves. It's a support animal, because he suffers from a range of mental health issues, and this animal really helps him live. The animal is a 1.7 metre alligator. Okay, so I know, an alligator. And there's pictures of them, hugging and getting on.
Would you hug an alligator?
Whenever I did I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here over in Covered, I was near alligators. They're snappy little critters.
Snappy, exactly, yes. You wouldn't hug them.
No, they are. Anyway, so he decided to go from his home in Pennsylvania, where there's no laws about keeping alligators because there aren't any there, because it's a cold state, to Georgia, where they do have laws on alligators. So obviously he charted this on his social media, and how him and Wally, as the alligator is called, were away on their holidays. Somebody broke into his house and stole Wally. Now, it was probably a prank, right?
Yes, but they were taking a risk stealing an alligator. How do you steal an alligator?
I imagine you would tape round its jaw if you could get hold of it. Listen, I've obviously thought about this. I would grab it by the tail and maybe tape round its jaw, but anyway.
Okay, yes,
so they took it. And this is where it takes a sinister turn. After a while, the hilarity of stealing somebody's pet alligator had faded.
Yes.
So they dumped it.
Oh,
so the Georgia State Police were called, and they have licensed troopers to deal with alligators. It must be swampy in Georgia.
Yeah,
I've never been to Georgia, but it must be swampy. So they brought a state trooper out who was used to dealing with alligators. He got it, loaded it onto his van, and knew what to do with it. He took it to like a reserve out in the middle of nowhere, like a swamp area, and he released it into the wild.
The poor pet alligator.
And apparently then, then it came to light that Joey was looking for his alligator, and he was taken to the place where it had been released, and it's huge. And the trooper said that whenever he left the alligator off, there'd been about 5 or 6 other alligators there. The thing will have been eaten, do you not think?
Yeah, I think so, yes.
That was a very sad story.
That's very sad. We'll not think about that.
The dangers of social media. So don't post whenever you go on social media. Don't post whenever you go on your holidays. People are like, the Lagan bar, airport. Don't post, because then people will know and they can break into your house.
And steal your alligator.
Paranoia running through me now.
Right, no, this is too much. Anyway, we are continuing with pets now. We're off to the vets now, aren't we?
Another quite sad story. I'm in a sad mood this week. So, how do you know your husband is having an affair? Well, one lady, her dog got very sick. She had a new puppy, and new puppies like to eat everything, and the puppy got very sick, and it was vomiting and frothing and not breathing right. She took it along to the vets and left it there, and the vet scanned it and discovered there was a mass in its stomach. It sort of looked like something it had eaten off the floor, maybe a bit of clothing. Yeah. So they operated really successfully, and they found this red thong. Knickers, right? They found red knickers in it, which is, fine, because, it could have been lying on the floor. so far so good. So this was sort of a joke around the vet surgery. Oh, like we found these knickers inside this puppy. Don't puppies eat everything? All good. So the woman came to collect the puppy and she said, so what was it inside? And they went, oh, it was a pair of your red pants. And she was like, I don't wear a thong. So she phoned her husband there and then.
Yeah.
And they belonged to his mistress.
There you go. What a way to get caught.
I know. Beware, your sins will find you out.
Exactly. Right, let's finish off with Fake Tan Friday.
Yes, it's Fake Tan Friday. Today's the day that everyone likes to slap on their tan for the weekend, because of course we never sunbathe, do we, Robin?
No, we can't.
That's
no,
how we are actually 80 years old and we look so good. Do you tan? Do you fake tan?
Of course.
I fake tan. I would never go
I
out
hate
in
the sun, you see. So
I don't like the sun either,
no.
which is quite lucky living in Northern Ireland. You know, we are blessed that we don't like the sun. And also, it's terribly ageing, isn't it?
It is, yes.
So on a Friday, 52% of us fake tan. So there's been a survey done, and who do you think's the worst tanner, the worst fake tanner in the world?
Oh, it's got to be somebody like Donald Trump.
Number one, Donald Trump.
Really?
What's wrong with his tan? Do you remember, it's got the white rings. What? Is that from a sunbed?
You see, he must be doing a sunbed and put the little goggles on so he gets the...
How do you explain the bit on the side, you know, where it goes from like orange to white to white hair?
Maybe he only puts his head in so far.
Like that with the goggles. I don't know, it's very odd. So he's got a lot of money, this man. You would think he could fake tan better. Or you think somebody would
do
say,
it for him.
Donald, give a wee rub there.
Yes.
Clearly not. Next worst, Jordan.
Right.
Possibly not the worst thing about her, given the list of things. I mean, I like Jordan, but, you know, she's, probably the least said the best.
Yeah, exactly. Not mention the state of her house or anything like that.
The mucky mansion. The mucky I love the mucky mansion. It's great.
Kim Woodburn would have a great time in there, cleaning that up.
Yes, Kim Kelly would have less of a good time because her own not mansion is also quite mucky. And then, of course, we have Simon Cowell, who's another one who's guilty of this.
Yes, yeah.
What is that?
Yeah.
And then they also looked at things that we do wrong whenever we fake tan. The patchiness, the leaving out the knees.
Yes.
And what they refer to as Jamaican legs, English face. We'll call it Jamaican legs, Irish face.
Yes,
which
exactly.
I'm really guilty of doing.
Yeah.
I do that all the time. I get lovely tanned legs and then I'm as white as can be up here. But I don't care.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's not as bad as Donald Trump anyway.
No, it's not.
So take care whenever you're fake tanning today. Yeah, just make sure you rub it in. Get a friend to help.
So there we go. We're here to help. Kim Kelly, thank you for your advice.
You're welcome. Anytime.
On the show today, we're talking children's birthday parties very shortly with comedian Sophie McCartney. I saw your face. You've probably never hosted a kid's birthday.
What? I've hosted so many of them. Yes, I was that mum who had the whole class because I couldn't make the choice. You know the way some people say, pick 3 friends.
Yeah.
I felt so bad about that I used to bankrupt myself, either holding them in my house or going out to the soft play at £12 a head.
See, I'm going to talk to Sophie about this when she comes on as well, because when I was a kid, you only invited your friends, the people you liked.
Oh no, you
have to bring the whole class so that nobody's left out.
I invited the whole class, boys and girls, because I am the biggest sucker that walked the earth. And I just felt so bad, whereas most people do just pick a certain number. Whenever I was in school, we only invited the girls. Girls invited girls and boys invited boys.
Yes, yeah.
But no, I had to invite everybody. I actually felt so bad. I just felt so guilty at some poor kid, you know, Chloe going home going, I didn't get invited to the party. I can't have it.
And did you give them all wee goodie bags and
everything.
things?
I did everything. I would say, honestly, that the kids' party, now Dara is now 16. So whenever, for ages 4 to maybe 9, whenever I stopped at £500 or £600, wouldn't have looked at it, you know, for the bouncy castle. If you were doing it in the house, the bouncy castle, the food, the man that comes with the creepy crawlies and the parrots, you know that weird man. You know, and then the gift bags and all the stuff to eat. Or if you're going out somewhere, you know, the Nerf gun wars or the whatever it was we were doing. I don't know, what about the dance parties, Yeah,
okay, right. We've started something now.
We really have.
We will continue with a comedian, Sophie McCartney, a little bit later on, but right now some live music. They're waiting in the wings. Here are Black Lynx.
Funny how our lives worked out, lots we should have talked about. Wish I'd known what I know now, maybe we'd have worked it out. See, there's something in my head I can't share. Oh, Yeah, there's something deep inside says I care. Oh, I get chills about you, feel those thrills beside you. I get chills about you, I get chills. Funny things that come to mind, wonder if they do for you. Too late now to make amends, thought that maybe we'd still be friends. See, there's something in my head I can't share. Oh, yeah, there's something deep inside that says I care. Oh, I get chills about you, feel those thrills beside you. I get chills about you, I get chills. I get chills about you, feel those thrills beside you. I get chills about you, I get chills. Candidly, my life could be better in spite of it all. I don't regret it, no point in wishing. Things could be different, things could be different. Something in my head I can't share. Oh, yeah, there's something deep inside says I care. Oh, yeah, I get chills about you, feel those thrills beside you. I get chills about you, I get chills. I get chills about you, feel those thrills beside you. I get chills about you, I get chills.
Great song from Belfast, a two-piece Black Lynx live in the NVTV studios. That song was called Chills. On the way shortly, we'll be catching up with the guys from Actionability Belfast to find out about their brand new show, which is on the way to the Grand Opera House here in Belfast. And we'll be chatting to top comedian, author and mum of two, Sophie McCartney. We're talking children's birthday parties right after these.
Is your child a budding chef? Do you think they could be the next culinary sensation, the rising star young chef of the year? If your child is aged between 10 and 16, this is their chance to shine. Simply send a short video of them cooking their signature dish and telling us a little bit about themselves, along with their details to youngchefni@gmail.com. Entries close June 30th, 2024, so get your child's entry in now.
Heading to the North Coast, the Jet Centre in Coleraine offers entertainment for everyone. There's an 8-screen movie house cinema with all the best movies, 10-pin bowling, a massive arcade, soft play for the wee ones. Outdoors, there's a mini fun park and gem mining, plus an 18-hole floodlit mini golf course. Rain or shine, there's something for everyone here at the Jet Centre. Find out more at thejetcentre.co.uk.
And welcome back to Rob and Elliott tonight. Now, according to some new research, 4 in 5 parents find organising a children's birthday party more stressful than their day job. To talk about this further, I'm pleased to say we're being joined by comedian, mum of two, and best-selling author Sophie McCartney. Sophie, do you agree with this?
I have to say wholeheartedly, yes, I do. Yes, I do, Robert. It is awful. And I love my children. I love them dearly. You know, I would fight tooth and nail for them. I would not have a birthday party in my house for them. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm. It's just, you know what? There's enough stresses, isn't there? There's enough stresses in our lives as, you know, as just general grown-ups. And if you have children as parents, you don't need to throw 30 kids just beating each other up dressed as Spider-Man into the equation, do you, really?
So I couldn't imagine having 30 kids on a birthday party guest list. What happened to the days when I was at school, you just invited your best friends, but nowadays the kids have to invite their whole entire class along just to make sure that somebody isn't left out.
Exactly. And the thing is, so if your child has been invited to somebody's birthday party, you then feel morally obliged to invite their child back to yours. They might not play together, but it's just the right thing to do. And I think it's just more a social awkwardness thing as a parent, isn't it? And that's just where I stand. I can't deal with the awkwardness on the playground of knowing that I haven't invited every single child in the entire school. But then it's the spiraling cost of it as well. It's so expensive.
Now, 350 quid I thought was a lot of money until I did some research for this and I discovered how much the Kardashians spend on their children's birthday parties with things like sleepovers in the Beverly Hills Hilton Hotel and kittens running everywhere around the back garden.
Yeah, snow in the middle of July, in the middle of LA. Yeah, I mean, let's all maybe not hold ourselves to the same standards that the Kardashians have for their children's birthday parties. But you know what? I bet they have no dealings in it, do they? There's just a person that appears from a cupboard that they're like, oi, go and do this. And they send them off and then it all just emerges. A credit card, a gold-plated credit card and a person in a cupboard is, I think, probably what you need for a Kardashian-style birthday party. But for us, the rest of us mere mortals, you just send your kids down to Pizza Express, aren't you, for a pizza-making party? That's it. It's all we need. It's all we need. They clean up after you, which I think, to be honest, if you speak to any parent, is the only joy that you're going to get, isn't it, from the kid's birthday party, knowing that you don't have to walk around with a big black bin bag afterwards and shove all the leftover party rings inside of it that nobody ate. That's it. It's all we want. It's all we want, guys. I don't ask for much, do I? My standards are very, very, very minimal. Very minimal. It's all I need. It's all my kids need. They just want their mates, don't they? At the end of the day, I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves as parents to provide this all singing, all dancing, experience for them. But at the end of the day, they just want their friends. They want to just have a couple of hours, just doing what they want, having some fun. And you just want to sit back and actually enjoy them enjoying themselves, don't you?
Just to finish on, let's forget about the kids' parties for a while. What are you working on? Anything exciting at the moment?
Well, I am about to head down under. I'm taking, this is the last leg of my comedy tour. So I was in Belfast not that long ago, actually. And I had such fun. I had such fun in Belfast doing that show, but I'm taking it down under. I'm going to New Zealand and I'm going to Australia. So that's the end of May, beginning of June, and then heading back to the UK. And then I'm doing Edinburgh Fringe in August. And it's been my first time at the Fringe, actually, and I'm really excited. Just working up some new material, all quite low key, not a polished routine as yet. We're just going to go in, have some fun for an hour or so, work out some new bits. And then hopefully that's going to be the start of a new project that will be coming shortly.
And when you were here in Belfast, did you do much exploring?
So I had less than 24 hours in Belfast. And what I did was I decided I wanted to go to the Titanic Museum. When in Belfast, you go to the Titanic Museum, right? But I also had to prioritize my stomach first. We'd flown in, had to check into the hotel, and we decided to walk. We were in the city centre. It's actually quite a walk out to the museum from right in the city centre. So we'd walked and I'd got hungry. So we went to the Titanic Hotel for some lunch, and then we'd had a few drinks. And then we wandered over to the museum, and I hadn't realised that you have to have allotted time slots. I just thought, you just wander in and no. So we'd missed the last slot of the day. So I'd gone all the way to Belfast with the intention of solely just seeing the Titanic Museum, and we couldn't go in. So I had my picture taken outside of the Titanic Museum, and then I left. And then I did my show, and I was on a flight the next day because I had to be in Reading at like 11 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, so I need to come back and I need to do more. And I need to spend more time because I loved it. It was so, and the people, they were brilliant. Loved it.
Well, Sophie, we'd love to see you back in Belfast sometime soon.
Oh, well, I will be. Don't you worry about that. You won't be able to keep me out. You'll be kicking me out. You're trying to get rid of me.
Good to talk to you. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. Right, still to come on the show this evening, I'll be chatting to the winner of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Sam Thompson is going to be with us. We'll have live music from Black Lynx, and we'll find out about this year's Belfast Photo Festival. Before all that, let's talk about one of my favourite nights of the year, which is coming to the Grand Opera House here in Belfast on the 18th of June. We're talking about the annual show from Action Ability Belfast. I'm pleased to say Jo McNally from the charity joins me in the studio along with Zara and Stephen. Guys, welcome.
Hello.
Hello. Joe, it's a big night of the year. It's one that I always look forward to, and a big night on your calendar as well, isn't it?
Absolutely, Robin. And these guys here, they steal the show.
Yeah.
Every year, you know, as I've always said to you, and you know, being part of the show, we go in there, we facilitate, but those guys get up and they sell the show and they give their heart and soul to the performances. They're amazing.
So for people who don't know about the charity, how did all this come about for the big show then?
Basically what happened is around about 2011 I had approached Michael Ockwell, who was the new chief executive of the Grand Opera House at that particular time. We had been doing some shows locally at the West Belfast Festival, and I decided to kind of see if we could take it to another level. And we got in the Grand Opera House. We had Tim McGarry, who starred in the first two shows that we did. First show was Oh Mamma Mia,
yes.
A Belfast kind of version of Mamma Mia, and then we did Grease, was a kind of a mixture of Grease, and Tim was in that. And this year is our
The Craic was 90, so it was.
9th show this year, isn't it?
Yep.
Nice show.
Robin, this man has been in the mall.
Yes, you have.
This man has been in the mall.
So tell us who you're going to be in this year's show then.
Busted last year.
So we're taking a twist on the well-known Disney character Buzz Lightyear then, yeah?
Yes, it is.
Yes, and hence Busted Lightyear, because Busted's always what? On the beer.
On the beer.
Joe, it's a pleasure to be in the show every year.
Yeah.
And I have the job of holding it all together on the night as well. And you never know what you're quite going to expect to happen on the stage. But a lot of work goes into the show. A lot of work from yourself goes into the script, doesn't it?
Yes, a lot of work does go into the show. But again, I have to take my hat off to the cast, because again, they go home. The guys know, come around about February, they get the Grumpy Joe, isn't that right?
Yeah.
The Grumpy Joe comes in and he starts, why haven't you learned your script? And then after a couple of weeks, we kind of settle down again, and everybody just puts the work in and gets their lines done and gets everything done. So superb cast to work with.
So Zara, as you said, we're coming back to the 1990s. And of course, the year 1996, for people who remember it, was a big year for a certain girl group, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Tell us who.
The Spice Girls.
And I would imagine you're going to be playing one of the Spice Girls.
Yep.
Which one? Now, can I guess? Can I guess which one? Yeah?
Yeah.
I reckon, by the way that you're dressed, you're going to be playing Scary Spice.
No.
No? Okay, you're going to be playing Sporty Spice.
No.
Okay.
Come on, Robin.
Well, you're going to be
Look, come on.
playing Baby Spice.
You
No?
haven't got blonde hair. Come on.
It's got to be Posh Spice, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah? So tell us about the show then. How's it all going so far then?
It's going really well, and this is only my second show.
Right.
But I've been hearing about the drama group before.
And what about the drama group? You all have a great time and you all have lots of input into the show, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. And of course, Joe, as always, music plays a big part in the show.
Yeah.
So for people coming along, what kind of songs can we expect this year?
Well, we have music from the Spice Girls. We have a lot of Brit pop. We have Oasis. We've Pulp. We've all the dance tunes. You know, all the big dance tunes. We've Mr. Vane. We've the Vanga Boys. We have everything that you could expect from the 90s. All that pumping, crazy music, and some pop and a lot of ballads. Robin,
which
a lot
must mean there's going to be a big 90s movie in there somewhere as well.
Should we tell them which one? Or will we keep quiet?
I think we should keep quiet.
Yes. What do you think? Keep quiet.
Keep quiet.
Right. We're
Keep
saying
quiet.
nothing.
Okay.
That's it.
Think
No.
big ballad, big 90s movie. I'm sure they're working it out in their head now.
Sorry.
Which
Sorry,
it could be.
sorry.
In fact, there's a clue behind Zara's head, actually, behind there as well.
True. But
anyway, we'll not
say
mention
nothing.
it. We'll not mention
Yeah.
it. As well as that, of course, here in Northern Ireland, the 90s was a big year for politics.
oh, don't talk to us about politics, Sarah. Politics. We have a scene in the show, isn't it? And what's
Yeah.
the scene about?
It's going to be the Good Friday Agreement thing.
Right, okay. Some people would say don't go there, but you're never one to shy away from these subjects.
Stephen, what do you think? The Good Friday Agreement.
Yes, I guess. I make what it is.
We sort it out, don't we?
We are. We did it.
We have peace at the end of it. Well, we'll not really say.
Okay, right. I believe there are just a few tickets left. They're selling like crazy, aren't they?
They are indeed going really, really well, Robin. Thanks to everyone that has gone out and bought tickets and supported us through this year and through all the years. it's amazing to get the support. You know, really is. It's really important to us as well to highlight what people with a disability can do and be on the biggest stage, one of the world's biggest stages.
One of the world's greatest stages. It really is.
I keep saying that, you know, and I keep telling the guys this as well. Once again, it's not us that sells the show. It's this cast that sell the show. They're up there on merit, you know, and I think even from Ian Wilson at the Opera House, he's missed the last 2 shows due to a holiday, and he's with us this year, and he's so looking forward to this year's show, you know. So is he in for a treat?
So there's no pressure now for us all.
He'll not let us back after this one.
But seriously, if you want to get tickets, get them now, because it will sell out like crazy. But it is a fabulous night out, guys. It's always a pleasure to work with you guys on stage. And as we said, it is the most magical stage in the world, isn't it? Can't
Absolutely.
Wait. 18th of June, the Craic is 90s. We're heading back to the 1990s. Thanks for coming in, guys. Woo! So really looking forward to this year's Actionability Belfast show at the Grand Opera House. Talking about the Grand Opera House, Martin Lynch's smash hit play, The Chronicles of Long Kesh, is running this week, and I've been chatting to a couple of the cast. We'll meet them right after these.
Do you know a mighty woman who has made a significant impact in her community or profession? Share her story today. Nominate now for the Mighty Women Big Lunch 2024, which is taking place at the fabulous Titanic Hotel Belfast on June 23rd. To nominate someone deserving of recognition, simply email mightywomenlunch@gmail.com. Please include your nominee's contact details and explain why she should be part of this incredible event. Let's celebrate women who make a difference. Join us at the Mighty Women Big Lunch.
Here we are on the North Coast, where sporting legends are made. He needs this putt to advance to the next stage, but can he do it? The crowd are holding their breath. Can he cope with the pressure?
Dad, would you take the shot?
Yes! Well. And welcome back to Robin Elliott tonight. Now, the smash hit play, The Chronicles of Long Kesh, is running at Belfast Grand Opera House this week. We had the launch recently at the Crumlin Road Jail, and I caught up with some of the cast members. Here's what happened.
People say I'm the life of the party, 'cause I tell a joke or two. I know I might be laughing loud and hearty, deep inside I'm blue. So take a good look at my face. You'll see my smile looks out of place. If you look closer, it's easy to trace the tracks of my tears. Ooh, ooh.
So there we go, a little taster of what's to come from the Chronicles of Long Kesh. And I'm pleased to say 2 of the stars of the show join us now, Marty Maguire and Joe Donnelly. Guys, welcome. Marty, first of all, what a voice. Motown classics, who would have thought it?
Well, thank you very much, Robert. Yeah, Martin Lynch is a massive music fan, and I think he remembered that it's quite a bit of musical theatre, but also way back in the dark ages, singing in the show bands around here.
Yes,
Shorty and the Heartbeats and the Chevrolets, the Chevys,
yeah,
and all that stuff. And that was all that type of music, you know. And that's where you really learn how to use 50, 60 songs a night. You know, you sort of get a bit of gravel in there, and it sort of sticks with you. So yeah, and Martin's very good, very supportive, and he loves his music.
Yeah.
Very knowledgeable about it, and he wanted Motown in this show. All a cappella, no music, no, as you you know yourself.
Brilliant. But the whole thing about this show as well, I mean, it's very physical. There isn't a lot on stage apart from you guys.
Yeah, ourselves and 6 actors and 3 boxes.
Wow.
And a set of steps.
Yeah.
So that's it. You don't get to sit in your laurels much when it comes to this show, but that's the fun of it.
But for you guys, you've done it before. 2009, I think, was the last time, wasn't it?
No, that was the first time. That's when I joined. And then 2011, I think, was the last time. 11 or 12 was the last time we did it.
And of course, the big story, this is how you guys met.
Yeah.
And of course, the happy ending, you're now married.
Yes.
As well. So how did it all happen? How did the romance blossom across the boxes?
Well, he's very talented, so he may have caught my eye, and it's quite easy to look at too.
Under the table there? Did you see any of the cameras catch that?
How do you recall it, Marty?
I recall as someone came in because the very, very original actor wasn't able to return because had a short initial performance in the Waterfront, and it went down gangbusters, and they wanted to bring it back immediately. But the very first actor wasn't available, so they needed someone who could come in and in 5 days be in front of an audience with a show. And we were like, who on this earth can come in and learn this? Because we had been through it. We knew 5 weeks rehearsals. Who's going to come in and play all the wives, the UVF guy, the prison wardens, newsreaders? Who's going to... And this wee thing showed up on a Monday morning with a woolly hat and a pen behind you going, who am I? What am I playing? What am I doing? And within an hour of us rehearsing with Jo, all the lads, we just stopped going, what in the name? Where did they get this person? She was on the one, every character. And the show just went from here, which was pretty good, to just through the stratosphere. We went, now there's the show. That's the show that we didn't realise we were missing it until Jo started doing her stuff, and it just elevated everybody's performance. So. And at that moment, did you think to yourself, I'm going to marry her? The right answer should be yes. It wasn't that, because I have been married before, and it was a long time ago. But that wasn't the initial thought. But as time went on, it didn't take very long for me to realise this is the girl for me. Yeah. So, and she must. I think she's still drunk because she said yes. And how was the proposal? How did he do it? Well, it was after COVID, and I had a few health issues during COVID, and you get worried when you see your loved one, whatever. And I thought, well, I'm never going to get married. I'm all right. We're happy as we are. Yeah. We've got our house, we've got our pups, and I was in my jammies on the sofa, pups, glass of Prosecco. In Tesco's? No. And I turned around, and he was down on one knee. Oh. And it was perfect because our pups were there, and it was in our wee house. So it was just... Oh, yeah. Lovely. How many puppies have you got now? We've got 2. Oh. We have Herbie and Mabel. Oh. And then I booked the venue the next day, so it was fine. Just like that? Yep, knew what I wanted. Yeah. And then for about a year, we were on first name terms with the Amazon people. They were knocking the door if she didn't order something for 2 days. Are you guys okay in there? Because the door never stopped with all these... No, to be fair, because I went, right, we're doing this on a budget, and we're going to have a brilliant day. I made a lot of the book art and stuff for the venue, and at one point you were told, you were handed a box, and the guy went, Marty, you're definitely not allowed to look at that one. I don't know what this is. The Amazon guy was telling me that. I couldn't remember what it was, but he did, because I went, that'll be coming in 2 days. Am I still on the invite list? Am I still invited? Yeah, that's okay. That's good enough for me. Yeah. So as long as I was still invited to the wedding, I was happy enough. So we had Herbie or Poodle as the page boy, and Mabel was the flower girl. Oh wow. Yeah. And the 2 of you are still smiling today? Yes. Yep. But you're working together. Yes. Does that work as well? Absolutely. Yeah. It's the safest place in the world. I agree with that. Well, working with Jo is just, you just know it's 100% dependable and rock solid, and it's... and we've done it from Chronicles the first time. We've done a couple of 2-handers. We've been in other shows, so it's always, we're used to our dynamic and how it works within a room. Mummy and Daddy Bear in the Opera House, in the Panto, in a bear suit at 57, going, wasn't a career plan, but I'll tell you, we had the best time working with John Lennon and Paddy Jenkins and all those. It was brilliant. 74 shows running around in bear suits. I'm going, couldn't be. We used to sit and take the heads off, sometimes sit there, go, together. We get in bed for this. and everybody, just the greatest thing, going, yeah, life could be an awful lot worse. And we did a station once again. We did that two-hander about the history of the fella, and we did that together, and quite a few other things. We've done radio shows together.
Yeah. There you go. And you're one of the busiest actors in the country. I mean, you've just come off Women of HRT as well, haven't you?
Yes. So I've been pretty much straight from Hindu, Christmas, Oh Holy Night, then Little Women, then HRT, and now Chronicles. So I've been very lucky.
Wow. Let's come back to Chronicles of Long Kesh.
Yes.
For people who haven't seen it, what's it all about then?
Oh, Marty. It's music and laughter and emotion and, I don't know, there's so many things, but...
It spans the history of the H blocks, or the Long Kesh, and it covers the vast majority of the time the prison existed, from August of 1971, when it started to become a camp for prisoners, to 2000, September 2000, I believe, when it closed. And it covers the history on both Republican and Loyalist side. Now, the numbers vary, there's different, there'd be experts on this, but there was, the vast majority of the prisoners were Republican, but it covers both the Republican and the Loyalist side. And it's about why these men got involved for something that they truly believed in. Some were caught innocent, they were locked up and they were innocent. That happened also. But it also reflects what happened on the outside. Jo plays the wives of the prison warden. It's narrated by a prison warden called Freddie Gillespie, who literally, based on a real prison warden, he tossed the coin. He saw the ads in the paper, prison service or the police, and he tossed the coin. And it came down prison service. He went, brand new prison, show how it's a lot safer than going out onto the streets. Never thinking in a million years that Long Kesh would become the hellhole that it became, and all the tragedy that happened within those walls. And so Jo plays the wives of his wife and my wife and another prisoner's wife, and tell the story of why did you do this? And some of them were supportive, and the other one watches her husband spiral into alcoholism because of the pressure of not being able to deal with that job. And it deals with the prisoners and their fight for why they did it in the first place, but also the struggle to stay sane. How
these men rallied together and what they went through, because some of it is very... It's very heartbreaking when you watch them.
And difficult for you as actors going through that every night as well on stage.
Yeah, there's not any time where you can, as I said before, sit back. You have to be on the front foot and you have to play the truth. Absolutely. Because there's only 6 of us. We're not changing costumes. We're not running on and off. We're on stage.
Never leave the stage.
And that's it. Us and our 3 boxes. So it's head down.
And it's brilliantly directed, but it's been co-directed by Lisa May, who from Bruisers Theatre Company has directed it brilliantly. She's with the style of the movement and the stopping and the freezing, so the audience get a chance to identify when a character has literally become one lovable little literate guy who feeds the seagulls in H blocks and can't understand why they just don't fly anywhere. You hang around a prison camp, you can fly anywhere, and then he morphs into this prison warden who treats the prisoners incredibly badly. Same actor within a nanosecond, and it's whoa! And to keep saying it's almost like a magic trick. And that's Jared McCabe, the wonderful actor. And we've got Jimmy Doran, we've got the wonderful Sean Blaney, and we've got Warren McCook, and us too. The Owl Hands.
And already this show's been a hit like all over the world. You took this to Tasmania as well, didn't you?
Sydney. We were in Wollongong in Sydney. Edinburgh Festival, which was an unbelievable achievement for us personally. In that cast, we won Best Ensemble there. We took it to London, Liverpool, Glasgow, Dublin. We have been everywhere with this production.
Brilliant. So you're on in the Grand Opera House between the 3rd and the 8th of June. Yeah. So we look forward to that. Then when you finish in that, what's next? You've got another show coming up, haven't you?
I have a little time off, and then I am into Diona Docherty, her new show called Sex in the City Hall. Okay. So that'll be later on in the year.
Brilliant. And what are you up to?
Dog walker.
Somebody has to do it.
Out in the garden, walking the dog. There's a few wee bits and pieces with Christmas coming up. There's hopefully a couple of maybe options, and And we were always self-taping, and the new thing with actors, now you tape yourself, you submit it, you think, dust that one off, that's never going, and then you'll get a call for a recall. So there's a couple of those out in the ether at the minute. So the constant, it's like being a taxi driver, you're always looking for the next fare. But that's, the choice we made. So, and it's so far so good, Robin. It's going great.
Brilliant.
But the show is, it's no show have I ever returned to with so much enthusiasm so far, so long apart. It is a brilliant show, the Chronicles Of Long Kesh. It changed my life for the better, but it is the most amazing show I think I've ever been involved with. So I'm not only saying that because...
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it. Should we have another little musical highlight from the show?
I'll go on.
Here we go. From the Chronicles of Long Kesh, it's Marty Maguire, live.
I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I've got the month of May. I guess you'd say, what can make me feel this way? My girl, my girl, my girl, nothing but my girl, my girl.
Now, the Belfast Photo Festival is back for its 10th anniversary edition. It's back between the 6th and the 30th of June. To tell us more, Joeleen from the festival joins us now. How are you?
I'm very well, Robin. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. So tell us about this year's festival. Another packed programme, I believe.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Our biggest to date, we hope, given that it's our 10th edition. So we have jam-packed festival of events and exhibitions across the city, both indoors and outdoors, so at Botanic Park and also at major venues at Carlisle Memorial Church and also at Riddle's Warehouse. So really excited about those installations.
Yeah, now Carlisle Memorial Church has become a place kind of well known for art and things now as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has indeed. So I think, there's been a host of amazing, spectacular installations in there, and for Belfast Photo Festival we are bringing for the first time Richard Moss's Broken Spectre. So we'll be completely immersing the indoors. So I think with every installation there, it's different every time. And Richard Moss being from Ireland, living between Ireland and New York, and his piece Broken Spectre will be installed on a 20-meter screen, completely immersive experience, and essentially visualizing climate change and his work with different indigenous communities in parts of the Amazon. So really worth a visit to that.
Definitely. Right, tell us as well about the Smile AI, because this sounds very exciting too.
Smile AI, so with the theme of our festival this year is divergence and I guess the polarization of society, and one of those polarization topics definitely I feel is AI. So Dutch artist Matthijs Ustricht has made this incredible installation that will overtake Riddle's 19th century warehouse. So the kind of, it's like sort of dystopian future meets the historic sort of backdrop of Riddle's warehouse. If you haven't been yet, it's
a stunning location.
It's really worth to go that alone. Not that obviously we should be going to a photo festival, but yeah, it basically, he has fed it AI, but he has also used algorithms, and it kind of brings you on this journey of exploration of AI and the ethics around it, but also using it as a tool for kind of new work as well.
Well, that's what I was going to say, because when it comes to photographs and stuff, we don't like AI messing around with them at all, do we? But he's kind of embracing that,
So he's kind of turning it on its head. So Smile AI, basically, when you're with the work, when you're there in the space and you look to camera, he's kind of playing with it. So the AI will make you smile if you're not smiling at the camera, but it's doing that without ever seeing you smile.
That's fascinating, yeah. Okay, tell me about Our Streets Are Full of White Bears then. What's all this about?
So this is a really beautiful and exciting project by Polish artists. They're a duo, Barbara Kalio and Alexandra Krakowska. It will be presented from the 10th to the 30th of June at the City Hall lawn. And basically in 2022, it was a 100-year anniversary for the beginning of the white bear mythology in Poland, where kind of people would dress up as a white bear and take photographs of people, I guess, as a kind of like, it was playful, it was a kind of a cultural phenomenon that has happened over the past 100 years in Poland. And the artists have essentially made this photo book where everyone contributes all of their photos and archive materials of their photos with white teddy bears. So our take on it is that it's like an antidote to this kind of divergent world and kind of extremes that we're living in. So a sort of softness to, the difficult times, uncertain times.
Indeed, right. Tell us about the open submission competition as well, because again, that's been very popular this year, hasn't it?
Yeah, so our open submissions essentially are a competition that run throughout the year. So they open in October and they closed earlier this year, and they were judged by an international panel of judges from all around the world, from the professionals in contemporary photography. So our winners will be presented in our photo park, so really our hub for the photo festival across Botanic Gardens, just outside the Ulster Museum, and also we'll have our photo book library, which is very, very popular from previous years, where you can go in and there are over 30 recipients of the photo book winners alongside all of our open submission winners. So you have artists from France, from Palestine, as well as I'd say we cover at least 5 continents this year. So the diversity there is really interesting and impactful.
Brilliant. I will let you choose 2 more highlights from this year's festival. What else should we come to see then?
I'd also really encourage people to check out the MFA and BFA shows from Belfast School of Art at Belfast Exposed, and I just really encourage everyone to check out our full event programme. It's belfastphotofestival.com, and we have a whole host of artist talks, workshops, portfolio reviews, and you can have a look on there, check out what you'd be interested in, come join us.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a fabulous event this year. Joeleen, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you very much, Robin.
Okay, time now to squeeze one final guest into the show this evening. We're talking about people's weird habits, and to help us do that, Sam Thompson, the winner of this year's I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, he's going to join us right after these.
Let the good times roll at Super Strikes at the Jet Centre. You can now book your lane online. We've got 14 bowling lanes and 4 mini bowling lanes. Plus we serve delicious hot food and snacks, or enjoy a cold beverage with your food after the game. Discover bowling today at the Jet Centre. Jet Centre. Entertainment for everyone.
And welcome back to Robin Elliott. Tonight, still to come, some more live music in the NVTV studios from Black Lynx. But before that, we're talking about some of the weird and bizarre habits that people have on a day-to-day basis. To help us do this, the winner of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, Sam Thompson, joins us now. Sam, how are you today?
I'm really well, thanks, mate. How are you?
Very well, thank you. So tell us about this new research from Flora then. What have we discovered?
It's all about the weird and wonderful things that we do that when you really think about it, you're like, that's just a bit odd. Like if you shake hands with someone, mate, that is a greeting. But why is that a greeting? Who made that up? If you really think about it, grab someone's hand and you wave it up and down, and it basically introduces you to someone. And that to me is just wild. Like who came up with that. It just makes no sense at all to me. Like when you hug someone, who came up with wrapping your arms around and being like, yeah, this feels good? Because it does feel great. And you know, I do little things. I give my girlfriend a nose bop, for example. This is a personal one. I don't know if everyone does, but I give my girlfriend a nose bop before I leave the house. I don't know why I do that, but it feels great.
Now, also, what about kissing? Who decided on that?
Yeah, I completely agree. Who kisses on the lips? Like, who went, do you know what? We should mouth touch, and that's going to be a nice thing.
Tell us about the comedy sketch Milking It. What's all this about then?
Well, basically, it's just sort of like dramatize a lot of the things we've just spoken about, to be fair. And the whole point of the campaign really actually is to sort of like highlight the fact that, you know, eating a plant-based butter is a really nice way to go, and it's not weird at all. Whereas, you know, let's say if you're having it from a cow, it's not to say it's any worse, but it just goes the cow eats the vegetables, it goes all the way through the cow, and then you're having kind of the same thing as you could have without that. And it's just a plant-based option, which I thought was really interesting because I've never thought of it like that. So he basically decided to make a video to dramatize all the things that we do that seem just a little bit odd.
So Sam, since we have you on the show this evening, what else are you up to at the minute apart from working out people's weird and bizarre habits?
I've got a podcast live tour coming up in September, which is going to be amazing, because also terrifying because I don't really have a talent, so I don't know why people have bought tickets, but they have. So we're doing the Hammersmith Apollo in London. And then what else is going on? I've got the radio show. We've got the live hits live happening in Birmingham and Liverpool, and then we've got DNA Journey with there's a lot of stuff going on, mate.
And of course, podcasts have really taken off because people want to know a lot more about what really goes on in people's lives, don't they?
Mate, I love a podcast. I mean, I love listening to podcasts, but I also my podcast with my best friend P is probably the most important thing to me. I absolutely love it. It's a place that we can just be ourselves. It's a place that we can, like, you know, if anyone did ever want to, if anyone went, do you know what, I follow these guys on Instagram or whatever, on any sort of social media platform, but I want to get to know them better. Like, the podcast is literally us. It's in warts and all, and I absolutely adore it. It's probably the thing that I care about the most that I do for a job. And I've only done it for 2 years, but yeah, people seem to really, really enjoy it, which makes me really, really happy. And, you know, the live tours are something that you just don't expect to be good at all, but they go really well. It's all about the audience, mate. It's all about I think it's all about the community builders. Do you know what? It's actually a lot like radio. It is radio. It's basically without radio, without the music. And I think it's actually where radio is sort of going in unto itself, really, which is sort of like more host driven than music driven.
And what about music? What are you listening to at the moment?
My Spotify playlist is absolutely, I have everything. So I don't have sections. I just have one big thing with everything on it, mate. So I don't know, for example, we had a bit of Ronan Keating on a little bit earlier, but then I paired that with a little bit of Paul Russell, Lil Boothang. Like, I have literally, and that's all in one playlist, mate. I wish I could have Jim, sad, happy, but I don't. I have everything, and I just put it on shuffle.
And finally, tell me about I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Is it something you're glad that you did?
Oh, yeah, I loved every second of it, mate. I'd go back tomorrow if I could. I enjoyed every second, but I think that's probably just because I'm a fan of the show. Like, I've always wanted to do it. I'm a massive fan of Ant and Dec. So to be given the chance to do that, mate, I was over the moon.
Well, Sam, good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, mate. What an honour it's been. Thank you, brother.
So there we go, Sam Thompson. So that's all we have time for on the show this week. We'll see you back here same time next week to play us out some more fabulous live music from Belfast two-piece Black Lynx. Here they are performing live with a track called Weak It Hurts. See you next week. Bye-bye.
I'm okay, no thanks to you that I pulled through. Just like before, you left me on the floor. I know the score, I can't go back down there in the dungeon of your wicked heart. go, or so I believed. I couldn't see a way you'd let me leave. Down there in the dungeon of your wicked heart, trapped there, yeah, mending all your broken parts, trying to break away